having to do the walk of shame. Shame, 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 shame,
Shame.
shame. The walk of shame. Where is it? Where is it? We shouldn't have even shut the car off, we're not even there that long.
Well.
So what's in there then? What's in there? Huh?
My shame.
Oh, should we try that again, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm doing YouTube style, so no. Right, fun.
Into the depths.
Oh, do you have a light? Oh, the joys of swapping batteries. Oh, this thing's clean. I forget how much I clean this. Moving cars, huh? Yeah, look how clean it is inside here. I proper cleaned everything when we were at Caffeine last. Right, let's tuck this out the way. Right, how long's it been since we drove this? Months.
It was that
Since
last Daikoku night at Caffeine.
Yeah, we brought the MX-5. No!
No, that was when
MR2.
your caliper thing snapped on Greenie,
Yeah.
and we brought this one.
Oh, she smells like old man.
I
Or old
bet.
lady. Oh, the clutch is so done for on this car. Well, no, it's not done for. I'm joking. It's just hasn't been driven. Not the happiest.
Pop and bang that, what?
Huh?
Popping and banging.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, this is backfiring, it's fine.
The smells just. Did it backfire?
Yeah,
Did it?
it would pop a little. Technical term.
And one of my tyres in front left is black. God, she needs a run. You can do it.
Well, I think I'm vaguely in the right place, but I just need actually to be able to jack it. 'Cause
Well, no, check that you're in the right place underneath the differential and then go for it.
I'm looking at.
We've essentially got to clean the car on the underside so that we can ladder guard it.
Is that vaguely? Is that?
We need to go all the way up.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I don't think that's that bad actually.
Let me have a look.
That means it's bad.
No, not necessarily. Let's go underneath the car. No, centre point of the differential. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Now, keep jacking really high. Right, so I'm doing some maintenance of my own over here. So my exhaust, if you look from the back, is kind of on the piss. So I've got a bracket on this side here, which is fine. That bracket you see up there. This one, if you have a look, is held together by a bracket I made, zip ties and hopes and dreams. This is already snapped multiple times, so bought a new bracket, £50 or more than that for shipping, but you know, you've got to do what you've got to do, and we're using brand new hardware. Yep, brand new hardware. So I'm going to get on with that now. Remember, you can bend the stand of the GoPro.
Fitment.
You can bend it back to go further, yeah.
That's tightening.
God, we're running out of battery quick.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I don't know. I'm just a girl.
That's loosening.
Yeah. Yay. Feels
you can
right.
feel it. Right?
Yeah.
Now you've got to go take those off because they're on tighter than God I did. So there we go. Right, so the botched bracket that lasted a really long time, I'm very happy with that. However, the new bracket is now on, if you can see up there. It was an absolute pain, but we're on. And then all I need to do is now secure with a bolt, and then we'll be all done. And then we can get on to winterproofing the cars, which will be really good. So first is the MX-5 because it is a very clean example. Obviously you can see we need to do the arches, all the suspension, and then we're going to be doing the underside, where the only small amounts of rust that are on that car are a small heat shield that's on the back, which doesn't matter because it's just a replaceable item, and then a couple little bits here and there, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So we'll sort that out. After some distractions, we're on. We're now straight, which looks good from all angles. Now onto this car, where we're going to go for the undersill, or the start the undersill process by cleaning using the Karcher underneath, and then we're going to be tipping it the other way, getting it into the garage, and then we're going to use the undersill after it's dried inside here. I was doing maintenance to the cars for winter. Look at that. It's hard to see, but blown bulb for the rear tail light, which is not good, especially in the snow and shit. Snow, especially in the snow.
Snow very bad.
Snow very bad. So pop these clips off, nice and easy for the MX-5, and we'll be picking one of those up shortly. Sideways mute. Next to a normal car. Sideways mute. Oh, we got to clean the front end underneath as well. Right, so the little car is inside the garage. We've just cleaned all of the underside, given the upper a little bit of a spray. We're going to dry it off. It's going to be in a dry garage. We're going to space heat it, and then ignore this corner of mess. Just let that. That's like a full £100 when I originally started.
The balls.
God. Tiny exhaust dip. Less tiny exhaust dip. Right. Day 2. Well, day 2, not in a row, but day 2 of rust treating cars for winter. Because the garage isn't the biggest garage, I had to crawl in, and now I have to crawl out again. Ugh, you don't need to put the wheel chucks. Ugh. I am 6'1", 6'2" on a good day. This is... MX-5s were not built for 6-foot men. Having fun there?
Yeah.
Well, I've just been through the walls with that up my... Oh dear. Right, so now we're under the car. We're just having a little inspection and then we'll get started. This heat shield doesn't matter. The rust on that doesn't matter. Everything else is not looking too bad, and with all the upgraded parts we're fine. And yeah, exhaust doesn't matter because that's going to be replaced soon. Right, so let's have a look. Got a nozzle thing, and a cloth thing, and a bottle, and a... it's going to be fun.
Unboxing.
What's it got? There we go. Right. Now we throw this box across the room because it's got your address on it. Oh,
Damn,
yeah.
she look.
Oh, okay.
So this is what it's
Yeah.
saying about putting it in hot water and then so it
So basically we use a plant, it probably smells horrible, doesn't it?
smells a little bit like the countryside. You see what I mean?
Woo! Tell you what. Shit me.
No, my car's gonna smell like shit. No.
This could be fun.
It's gonna be hot shit.
Well, the grease is heating up down there. We've got to shake it. Like a Polaroid picture. Feed the line. Yep, that's the one. And then screw one-handed. Yeah, just let it dangle. Are we on?
It's something.
Yeah, no, it was screwing. Yeah, there we go. I'm guessing just test spray like the just like down there or like out the way. Test spray the wood. Is it putting pressure?
Oh, we should see.
Is the nozzle nozzle turned?
It doesn't.
There you go. Nice. After
on,
figuring
Donny.
out we didn't have enough pressure,
Come on, Donny.
here she comes. Here she goes. Right. And then just test spray the floor somewhere. That's the one. Come on. Spray.
Oh.
There we go. Right. We're on. Now let's get spraying.
I might. Should I start from this side and work towards me?
Probably start from this side and work your way that way, yeah. Wow, that is change
really
the nozzle
not
on
what I
that.
Nope. Ooh. Well, that's just immediately not what I want. That's my timer to go home.
Oh no.
It's literally just spraying like that. It's not doing like a mist. So much of that is just going on the floor.
It's coming out of the handle.
Yeah, because I haven't screwed on the thing properly.
This is how you... Huh. We'll figure it out. Are you okay with me doing this while you're gone?
Yeah.
I'm absolutely covered.
It says not sticky, but... Oh, bugger. Don't do that. Don't fall over. Not a good idea.
Oh, the phone is getting covered. And the GoPro. Nice. Right, and then we just continue this process. Right, got to get all of this covered. All of this nicely coated. So bear with me. I'll keep coating and then I'm going to start tackling some of the heavy areas and then I'll go back over with more of the spray when we get there. Really important. Unfortunately, Elle wanted to help. She's got to go to work. As this is her car, she wants to work on it as much as possible, but winter has not crept up on us. It's here already, and we're limited for how long we can be in certain garages for. I mean, look, there's 3 cars out the front, other places not even necessarily mine. So I'll crack on with this and we'll see how far we get. Now, when doing treatments like this, it's really important to get in every small nook and cranny, like places that you wouldn't ever think are metal coated or slightly trying to go rusted. Even some of the new suspension parts I'm going to give a dust just so that we've got some clearance on there. But as you can see, I am covering every small area and I'm making sure I go over all the bits that I may have missed and not touched. Essentially, this is a process that you don't do very often, so when you do it, you really have to make sure you do it correctly for summer, winter, all year proofing. It's really key to do something like this, especially on these old rusty boxes. This is quite a clean example, to be honest, of an MX-5. However, you can never be too safe. I mean, even recently, having left the car out for a very short period of time, if you have a look at this arch here, when we got the car, there was a very small area of rust here. None of this that's just slowly started to appear around the arches, which I'm going to tackle today in a slightly different way to just using Lanaguard. This area is going to have to be slightly sanded down, re-primered, and then with a little bit of temporary paint until the car gets painted. But we do know the car needs painting, as there's quite a few scratch marks, imperfections, etc. On the car. Some of which would come up through polishing, but because of the mismatched paint and clear coat disappearing, we might as well just get the whole car redone. Once again, trying to cover all the smallest of areas. It's really, really key. Now we're on to the fun stuff. So this will go on anything that is really prone to rusting. So for this, I'll probably do it on more of the suspension arms and things like that. It just has to get heated up because it is really cold outside at the moment. And then I will just keep doing this for a while and I'll show the progress in a moment. Right, so now I've coated the underside with some thicker, so the pot of grease here, which I've had to sit in front of the space heater. And if you have a look, that's on all of the really important components of the car, sorry. And then I've done that on the other side over there. I'm working with very limited space at the moment, but you can see I've got a nice coating on everything that needs doing, all the underside of the car, and going back over some bits that were missed the first time round. Then I'm going to take the wheels off on this side, and then the other rear, and then we're going to move on to the front of the car. Right, now the wheels off, you can see small areas. I'm going to get all of this, avoiding the brakes and brake pads. Then I'm going to work on all of this arching, which as you can see for an MX-5 is amazing. Just little bits of surface, so we're going to crack on with that now. I probably won't show too much more of the process, as I'm literally just looking under the car with a paintbrush, squirting, spraying and moving on from that. So I will just show whatever I end up getting to next. Might even continue with some other projects that I'm up to at the moment. One more thing while doing under sealing, as I've gone around with sprays and things all in the arches, I've made sure to give a brake clean to all the brake pads, discs, etc. an area and surrounding, because you do not want a chunk of that grease being on any of these, you know, pads, discs, etc., because it will cause mass issues. So I've gone over everything, obviously avoiding the normally greased areas, and yeah, it's working a treat so far. All of the arch for the most part. Let me just grab a lighter sec. As you can see, it's nicely coated, especially in areas that tend to go quickly. Right, so I've done the rear end of the car, except for the suspension components on this side. So I'm going to have to climb in again to do the front side, or at least this front end of the car. That other end's going to be a bit trickier, and that back end I'm not entirely sure how to tackle at the minute. So I'm going to have to just do some weird manoeuvring to get the car sort of pointed this way. But that means I have to struggle to climb in and drive the MX-5, which I don't normally do. Let's see how this goes. Take my shoes off so I can climb over the top of the car. With the handbrake on, it really does not help. Oh, okay, it's a squish. Oh, I've got my legs in. Right, and now let's start the car. Right, okay. Nothing there. Right, clutch down and there she goes. And then all my gauges start up. Right, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what I can do. Now I've manoeuvred the car so I can get to the front, hopefully. And I'm gonna have to move the car again afterwards, so I'll leave the window open just to give it a bit of an airing. And I think I can just about slip out, so so stressful moving someone else's car. So if you have a look at the back, I'm very close to this side, super close. So we'll see what I can access. You know what, for not knowing this car that well, I managed to get it into a pretty good spot so I can get to this front side, driver side, passenger side, front, and then at the back here. Judging that, not bad. I'm not pissed. Right, so next job, get the front up, deal with this arch, that arch, and then somehow figure out how I'm going to do that back arch, which might just mean me swinging out the front here and trying to do what I've done but the other end, so I can just squeeze in to do that side. Let's see. Back for another day. Just getting back to where I left off, treating these little areas of rust. There seems to be a spot down here where I missed with the primer pen, so I'm gonna go back over this today, whereas I thought I was gonna be using the red touch-up pen, just like a temporary fix, but probably not today. So I'm just gonna crack on with that now. So what I'm gonna be doing while I wait for some of the paint to dry, giving this an old polish and clean, get her looking nice. So that'll take some time. Got the spaces from my feet, which is really nice, and I'm just gonna crack on. So just while I've been cleaning the MX-5 out, making it look nice and shiny, I decided to tackle the seat belts that aren't retracting very well. So I've just done this side, and where it was completely sticking before, I was saying, it was completely sticking before, now it's much better. I think it's getting caught still somewhere, but that's so much better than it was before. Before, you'd pull out and it would just sort of judder, or it would stay here on your lap. So that's pretty good. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. If it doesn't get caught down there. It is working better than it was before. I can't catch it on camera. But the 2 times I've done it off camera, it's worked great. So silicone spray, it just essentially lubes up the belts so that they slide easier. But it absolutely stinks. So gonna let the car air out a bit while I carry on with some bits at the front. Right, so I'm quite happy with what I've done so far. Just a couple of things polished up. In general, just the engine bay is looking a lot nicer. I've had to clean up a couple of these connections which were hanging off and just can't be good. Still haven't done a full bolt check on the car since we've got it, but then again, it hasn't really been driven that often. So for now, I'm just going to continue the winterproofing. At the minute, it's sat in the garage until all the lanyard guard is dry underneath. The arch that's being redone at the moment, you can sort of just tell, but by the time we're done, until it gets painted, it should be all right. And then the silicone spray on the seatbelts. We've also got some bulbs in the car ready to put in the rear lamp for winter. Again, this car won't really get driven that much, but you've still got to check these things before you go ahead. So we'll see what happens next, but for now, I'm gonna head back, take the green machine, and I'll be back soon.
Okay.
Oh, the struggle. Can you do it? Push. There we go. Hopefully the car's still in here.
Imagine it's just not.
Whoa!
Short.
There she is. We managed to clear out a garage space so that for the winter, after the sealant we've used, she's going to be alright. Now all we have to do is sort out that, and I'll insert a clip here of when that happened. Getting the MX-5 out after we've just undersealed it. You know, as usual, twisting the wing mirrors out, giving the car an air, you know, and twisting the wing mirror out. It's now in the passenger seat. We have bought spares that are just sat in the passenger seat for us to put on possibly today, possibly another day, but got to focus on getting that headlight bulb sorted. So let's do that. So like before, you just unclip, if I can with one hand. I don't want to break this. You hold that. Right, let's unclip. And then we'll quickly replace the bulb. Bulb replaced, we'll show you when we run the car, just because it's going to be stored for a little while, so we want to make sure the battery doesn't die. Until then, we're going to tackle a headlight. Headlight? Are we going to tackle a lamp? Lamp? As I was saying, we're going to tackle the wing mirror, aren't we?
Yes.
Not a lamp.
No, not
It's a wing mirror. Since we're in a garage that isn't my usual one, we're going to have to use the roadside assistance kit. So, let's go. As usual, the saviour of all trips. Like when at Caffeine, Ryan, if I turn it the right way, like when at Caffeine and Ryan decided to help a brother out and sort out his squeaky belts. It comes in handy every single time. There is not a time where it hasn't come in handy. As messy as it looks, let's get this out. Right, so the wing mirror is on. If you want to see how that was done, go check out Elle's MX-5 on, is it going to be on TikTok, Instagram?
Possibly both.
Possibly both. So go check out at least on Instagram. We'll think about TikTok, maybe on YouTube even. Push the boat out. So if you want to know how to do it or how we did it, there'll be a rough guide on how. Not an in-depth detailed one, but there'll be a something on how that was done. And because the MX-5 is now sat with some future plans ready to go, gonna head home, and that's it for winterproofing.